Alright, here we are everybody. Week 7, Texas Tom, American Truck Simulator vlog. A lot of things going on, building for the future here, and figuring out how we can make these new drivers a part of the company and contribute to our goals as far as being a contract driver for Pioneer Resources. So we did get some contract deliveries here with our hired drivers. We ended up having 13 deliveries for Pioneer this week. Again, we are based out of Fort Stockton, Texas. And we started the week 7, we started with $93,000. Remember last week we spent over $500,000. Got some loans this week as well. We'll talk about that. In order to grow, we're going to have to expand the fleet, look for property, maybe start buying more garages, and got to spend money to make money. So that's what we're getting ready to do, expand and grow. So week 7, we did 3,200 miles. That's just us driving. We're not counting the miles of our hired drivers. And personally, we only did 19 loads. That was about the same as last week. If I recall, it was 19 as well. So we stayed the same. But you'll see we did take a day off Sunday. We decided since the contractual obligations were met, we were going to take the day off. So we'll go look at the income for the week. That was $234,000. That was our income as well as the income of the two drivers. So we'll show you those logs so you can see what the loads were and who was making what. And for the second week in a row, the most popular load type was the boom lift. These seem to be, for the price per mile, these are great loads. So we might be picking up some more low boy wagons or low boy trailers, and if we can get our hired drivers on some boom lifts, we'll be making some decent money here in no time. So let's go head over and let's look at the driver's log for this week. Okay, you can see here the 19 loads for the week. Again, we used the 389 White Lightning Peterbilt. We used that truck all week. We swapped between the lowboy and fuel tanker trailer, and we were able to get those 19 loads in Monday through Saturday. Again, we took the day off Sunday to relax, recoup. But again, as far as destinations, New Mexico and Texas, that's where we were going this week. We didn't go outside Texas much. We started to explore some other parts of Texas, growing our map, growing our range, finding new companies that we can hopefully deliver some stuff to, that we can get some good loads back. But you see there the green loads, those were the Pioneer loads. Those are contracted loads we took out. Again, really like what we're getting pay-wise from those boom lifts. Also took some bulldozers, some backhoe loaders, and then we did crude oil again. The middle of the week, Wednesday, we picked up the fuel tanker trailer, ran some crude oil, some diesel, and that was our week. So we did $193,000 in earnings, about $58 per mile, and again, expanding that map of Texas. It's a large state. Getting to the southern eastern part now in Corpus Christi, finding that they got a BP down there. They also got a Pioneer down there in Corpus Christi. So potentially looking at some land around there to see if maybe we can grow and expand. But let's look at our hired drivers and see what they came up with for the week as far as. Okay, so this is Felandia, our hired driver. As you can see, his logbook looks vastly different than mine. He stayed in the 389 Silver Bullet, still using that container carrier we picked up. Again, got to get those XP points up before we can get them in a fuel tanker. But he took a load to Oklahoma, and then he took a load to Utah. He hasn't got back yet. So this is going to be interesting. If they're taking the higher paying jobs, I'm not sure how the loads get picked for the higher drivers. I'm not sure if they take the highest paid or what. But if they're going to be traveling a lot out of state, they're not going to get many loads a week. This is something we're starting to realize with these higher drivers. Maybe not spend as much XP on the distance, but this could potentially be an issue. He did help out here with 2 Pioneer loads. Took a power generator up to Oklahoma and then a power generator up to Utah. That's going to help with the contract. But again, only contributing 4 loads for that week. That's going to slow us down a little bit. Again, those contractual obligations are going to increase with the more drivers that we have as they expand their points, experience points. But this is an issue that's going to hurt us if they take these long runs. And you'll see that Marion's pretty much in the same boat. So here's Marion's driver log. Again, 4 loads. Well, I don't know what we're going to do with these higher drivers. 8 loads between the 2 of them in 14 days. Marion did get 1 Pioneer load. Got a power generator, also using the container carrier till the XP points get built up. But if they're trying, like Marion went to California, Colorado, is on the way back from Colorado now. I was hoping we would get more loads a week from our higher drivers. Again, it would be interesting if there was a way for us to dispatch or to preference loads for our higher drivers to make it a little bit more realistic. But we're going to deal with the parameters we're given and see. Hopefully we can change this and turn this around a little bit to help us out. So 22,000 in earnings there for Marion. So not a bad week, but not a great week as far as, maybe if they got some local loads, they could get more loads and maybe produce some more money. But we'll have to see how that goes as the game plays out. So let's look at our accounting sheet for week. Okay, so the week 7 accounting report. Again, another week where we spent over $500,000, but we are expanding. And as you can see on the driver's log, we spent some time in Corpus Christi, and we checked out some property down there, and we purchased a garage and did some renovations down in Corpus Christi. So now we're going to have 2 base of operations, one in Fort Stockton, one in Corpus Christi, and that's going to allow us to eventually have 10 drivers. So counting us, that would be 9 hired drivers. We're looking to have that capacity. We're buying a new truck. We're expecting another truck in. We're buying trailers. So we are expanding as we go. You'll notice the income is up to $475,000. If you add $93,000 from last week, you'll notice that things don't add up, especially if we only did $200,000. That's because we took out an additional $260,000 worth of loans. Again, we started with a $500,000 loan. We've been paying that down. And now you can see our daily loan payment went from $76.02 to basically $12,800. That's a day. So we're really going to have to step up our loads to make that payment. Hopefully our hired drivers can get more local loads and don't take 3 or 4 days for a delivery. We'll see how that goes. We are expanding, so we'll get another driver in there. Maybe things will pan out, work out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we are definitely expanding here, and we're going to see if we can find any of those lanes, find any loads that we can get in and get out and kind of have a dedicated lane. That's what we're trying to do. See if any of our hired help can do that as well, and get this company growing and get those Pioneer shipments moving throughout Texas and out to the other states as well. Again, we're trying to simulate an owner-operator setup here, contractually obligated to work for Pioneer Natural Resources. This is something you enjoyed watching. Please give us a like, subscribe. We're going to put a playlist together with all these videos. So if you're just catching this one, you can go in, see how we started, and follow as this vlog continues. Any pointers, any ideas, throw them out there. We'd love to hear from you. And also, we're looking at potentially starting another playlist similar to this, but with a different company for American Truck Simulator. So if you think that there would be a company in the game that would be interesting to be like a contractual driver for them, throw that idea out as well, because we're thinking about starting a second channel along with this Texas Tom playlist. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and we'll check everybody week 8